Hello, Mob Associates. Johnny Ciccatelli here. Jimmy Naples, Steel Valley Syndicate coming to you. We're here to talk about what's been happening on the website or on our Facebook group. Some things we got going on. First off, Jim, how you doing, man?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Not too bad, not too bad. Excited. We're growing. We're up to 20,000 people.
Yeah, just about. We're almost there.
Wow, it's
19.9. We'll be at 20 probably by the end of the day.
Yeah, it's 20,000 Mob Associates, man. Youngstown. Keep it going, guys. Share the group with your friends, your family, and hopefully we grow. Our goal, we talked about it the last time, was have more people than we actually have in Youngstown. Back in Youngstown's heyday, gosh, it was over 100,000 people, and just in the city alone. Long time ago.
Yeah, I think our max was, I want to say, around 165,000 people.
Yeah, now we're down to, I think, under 60, right?
Yeah, about 55, I think.
Now, if you're in the Mahoning Valley, we consider it all Youngstown, don't we? It's
all Youngstown. It's all relative,
There's a ton of folks in the Youngstown, Warren regional area. So give us a comment below. Tell us where you're coming from. We're today coming to you from downtown Youngstown, downtown Crime Town, and we're in the amazing podcast studio, so you'll be seeing a lot more of us from here. Also, if you saw a video I did with Joe Danye on the group, on the page, we'll be out of the Youngstown studios, also in downtown Youngstown. So
yeah, well, we get a big group of us, huh?
Yeah. So it'll be exciting.
Awesome.
Gonna be fun to do some stuff. But real quick, just want to give you guys an update. Crooked City, the podcast I helped produce, episode 5 premiered this week. It's called David and Goliath. It is all about Jim Trafficant versus the federal government in his first case when he was the sheriff. So he defended himself. That's where the title David and Goliath comes from. If you don't know what happened in that trial, it's pretty insane, actually. He defended himself, took on the feds, took on the government, and he, pro se, which is without a lawyer, just shows how smart he was, how he was able to even manipulate the legal system, the judicial system, I should say, in his favor. And you'll hear from, people on the opposing side, the FBI agent, Bob Croner. You'll hear from him in that episode. You'll hear from a juror, one of the main jurors, Don Mumford. Great insight. He'll actually tell you what the jury was thinking. You'll also hear from retired newscaster, or reporter, I should say, from WYTV, Denny Brand. We tracked down Denny. We found him. I think he's in Kentucky. Denny, if you're watching, how you doing? Thank you for being a part of that. That was great. Denny was the guy who was assigned to Jim Trafficant, and you'll hear early on in the episode how he got that position. It's pretty remarkable, and he gives some great insight, great knowledge on the trial. But episode 5 is all about that trial, and I don't want to spoil anything. It's just unbelievable. If you guys get a chance, check it out. And also, please leave us a review. If you like the show, if you like Crooked City on Apple Podcasts or anywhere else you get your podcast, give it a like, give it a review. And, it really helps people find the show. So that's all for Crooked City, guys. I'll let you guys know next week. We get into more of the mobsters. You'll hear from Angelo Leonardo. You'll hear from some of the younger guys here in Youngstown that came up through the ranks. But that's all next week. But for now, check out episode 5, David and Goliath. So,
one more thing on that. Make sure you guys go out and give a review for this podcast. We've had some jokers going out there and giving 1-star reviews. And that's, look, it's history, man. And this is our history. This is Youngstown's history. Whether you like it or you don't, it's part of our fabric of how we grew up and the things that go on. So, please go out and give a review for that podcast. They did an excellent job putting that together. Johnny, you guys did a great job.
Thank you, man.
And it just, it pumps me up for what we got going on, you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
And if you guys are in the Youngstown Mob group on Facebook, you're the prime audience for this. You guys are aware of the history here. We're just kind of shining the spotlight on it. And we talked to as many people as we could, and we told the story as best we could, and we're really proud of it. So, you know, and like Jim was saying, we got some other things we're working on as well. More history to bring you guys. You know, working with Rick Perello, Vince Guerreri on a show called The Vice Squad that'll be coming out later this fall. All kinds of stuff, working on true crime, Mahoning Valley based. So
yeah. And I know I promised you guys T-shirts. We're still working on it. Got some legal things we got to tie up on those before we put those out. You know, we don't want anybody trying to be copycatting. But
I'm excited for those.
yeah, I am too. I mean, some really cool stuff.
Yeah, should be pretty cool.
Yeah. So
if you're watching this on YouTube, please find our group on Facebook. It's called Youngstown Mob. You'll see we're up to 20,000 people, as we said. Join the conversation. You know, you can always post in the YouTube comments below, but why not join the conversation on Facebook with even more people? So you know, we hope you like and subscribe to this YouTube channel, but we also hope that you join the group, the Facebook group, Youngstown Mob.
let's talk about that a little bit. So one thing I want to talk about is, so we had a post about Leo Conley on there, taken out of the Vindicator, posted on there.
Yeah, there was, I believe, Don Corbett, who's, if you guys are a member of the group, you'll see Don is a wealth of information, retired police officer from Austintown. He posts a ton. He posts daily. He posts newspaper articles, lots of reprinted articles. He's a private investigator as well right now. Yeah, but Don posted some stuff and got some feedback on there. I saw some comments.
Yep, he did. But look, I've known Leo Connolly for quite a bit now. I have relatives that have known him for a long time. Leo's a great guy. He's done amazing work, with the Purple Hearts and being a vet and everything. And by no means was the posting of that article meant to take away from anything that Leo's done, okay? Sure. It's a historical fact. It's a public record, and it's part of the history. And, Leo has shown that you can be involved with things like this and turn your life around. And Leo's a great example of that.
It's true.
So, I tried to reach out to a few of those people in a kind way and just let them know, this is historical. We're not here to tear anybody down. We're not here to vilify anybody. We're not here to, hurt anybody's feelings or anything like that. We're here to bring out historical facts. If something gets posted on there and it's not accurate, please, by all means, if you have the research to back yourself up and you could say, no, this is what it is, here's my proof, by all means, please post it, because we want everything to be as factual as possible.
Yeah. I just want to, back that up a little bit too. I met Leo before, I had lunch with Leo. Leo's a great guy, as you mentioned. Leo's mentioned in the Crooked City podcast. I believe Mark Baccio tells a story where Leo I don't want to ruin anything. I won't give any spoilers away. But in a future episode of Crooked City, Mark does kind of relate a story regarding Leo, and you guys, I think everybody will really enjoy that episode as well.
Definitely.
But yeah, same thing. When I met with Leo, he was upfront, he was honest with me. Leo's actually in my documentary from 10 years ago. He was in Youngstown, Still Standing. Had nothing to do with the mob. What Leo was talking about, the the remembering the past of Youngstown, the glory years of Youngstown. So right. It's like you said, you can be, some of these guys were a part of the life and moved on and became other contributing members of society. Yeah. Leo's a great example. Leo is, I believe he was just on WKBN or a story for his work with the Purple Hearts.
Right.
So yeah, listen, we got nothing against everybody. If there's any, like you said, misinformation being posted, let us know, guys. That's what we're looking for. We're not going to take down, posts just because one person doesn't like it. If it's true, and somebody else posted it, that wouldn't be fair to that person that posted it.
Right.
If it's about somebody and they have an issue and they want to reach out to us directly, then we'll discuss that,
Right.
of course.
Now, if it was malicious or something like that, or intended to try to, hurt that person, then that's a different story. We take that kind of stuff down because we're not here to start fights and to,
Speaking of which,
yeah.
guys, keep it civil, please. Keep
Oh,
it
boy.
civil in the comments. There was a post. I don't even want to get into it right now, but I'll just say family members squabbling between each other and strangers, other people jumping in and just kind of name calling and, stupid stuff.
Yeah.
We're all adults here, right? Be an adult. If you want to be in this group, be respectful, be civil, debate, don't demean. That's one of our rules. So keep it civil, guys, for real. This is meant to look back at our history in Youngstown, to examine it, to study it. We're not here to, start Facebook beefs.
Yeah.
That's the least. We're not babysitters, guys. We're historians. So keep it civil. If you want to stay in the group, be cool.
So let's jump into this here real quick. So I just pulled up our Youngstown mob group. We have Michael Zarella posted a old newspaper article talking about.
We'll call this our post of the week, by the way.
John Dillinger. For those of you that haven't seen it, basically here's what it says. It says, 2 men who said they believed John Dillinger, escaped killer, was in Youngstown last night, looked at pictures of the outlaw today and then declared that they were certain that the man that they suspected was Dillinger. The men, a night clerk and a resident at the Empire Hotel, said a man who came into the hotel at 11 o'clock last night acted in a suspicious manner. They described him as being a dead ringer for the gunman's pictures. They said he had a new mustache. And then it goes on to say in here, Dillinger was charged with holding up a bank in Farrell, PA, near here last summer, and at that time it was said he had lived for several weeks at Masury, Ohio, on the Ohio-Pennsylvania border.
So there's no date on that article, but that would have been early 1930s, right?
Right.
So somewhere between 32 and 34, I would imagine.
Yeah, if I believe correctly, I don't know if somebody, let's see, somebody put in here that it was probably around 33.
Yeah, right around there.
Gary Conti posted in there that he believes it was 33.
So if you guys don't know, that was right at the time. They call that the Midwest crime wave. You had guys like Pretty Boy Floyd, Alvin Creepy Karpis, the Ma Barker gang, John Dillinger, kind of this wave across the Midwest of criminals kind of becoming taking it to the next level.
Yeah.
This is before the FBI even was a thing. So the FBI was formed to stop people like Dillinger, people like this, and it's not surprising that Dillinger would have ties to Youngstown there.
Right. And as a matter of fact, so we talked before, Youngstown, known as Crime Town, right, also had the moniker Little Chicago. If I believe correctly, the Little Chicago term actually came before the Crime Town. I believe that was the term for back in the 30s and 40s was Little Chicago, because like you said, you had people like Pretty Boy Floyd and Dillinger coming into Youngstown.
Yeah.
And I was looking through some of these quotes in here, and some of the things that people would put in here, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Youngstown was kind of like that hub, because like you say, in between Cleveland, Pittsburgh, it was if you're coming from New York and you're going out west, it's a logical stop in between. Even if you were going to Chicago, it's a logical stop. You would stop here before you would go to Cleveland, because Youngstown was a little bit smaller than Cleveland, so it's probably and it had a lot of rural area around it, so there's a lot more places to hide rurally.
Yep.
Right on the outside of the city, so it makes a lot of sense there with that.
When Pretty Boy Floyd was shot and killed by FBI agent Melvin Purvis, he was on his way to Youngstown. He was killed in East Liverpool, and he had friends in Youngstown that he was trying to get to when he was killed. So there's another connection there. This is right around the time you have to keep in mind. The Warner brothers were from Youngstown, and the Warner brothers, Jack Warner wrote in his autobiography that he was, part of a street gang as a kid in Youngstown, but he grew up kind of knowing the streets, and it's no surprise then that the Warner Brothers are the studio that really invented the gangster genre, or at least became known for the gangster genre. They had created several movies at that time. James Cagney was Public Enemy #1,
Yeah.
and the Public Enemy, I should say. And even before that, Edward G. Robinson, is Little Rico or Little Caesar. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Little Caesar. That movie was based on a book, and the book was about a guy from Youngstown who goes to Chicago and becomes a big boss.
Yeah.
That was the original book. So the Warner Brothers saw that book. Obviously, they liked the story. They bought the rights to that book. It became Little Caesar. That was kind of the first really big one that they did, and then it became Public Enemy. So all these movies were coming out in the early 30s, 32, 33, 34. You got to figure, these young guys across the country saw these movies, and this was a time when the Great Depression had been going on for a while. People were fed up with what was going on in the country. They were kind of taking the law into their own hands, and they started going out and robbing people. Now, it's no surprise that around the same time, there was a guy from Youngstown, actually, who was doing this as well. A lot of stick-ups, a lot of robberies. I think you might know him, James. Who am I talking about here?
Yeah, you're talking about my Uncle Sandy.
Sandy Naples.
Yeah.
So, Sandy ends up getting caught across state lines in Pennsylvania for a robbery in 33 or 34.
It was so the robbery happened in 33.
And then he goes to prison in 34.
Yeah. So basically, what happened was Sandy and a few guys went over to Butler, Pennsylvania, to rob a guy that had supposedly just hit the number on the bug, and he supposedly had a bunch of money. They went to rob this guy, only got out of there with $2.13, I believe is what it was, something like that. But they tortured the hell out of this guy, burned his bottom of his feet and stuff, and just tortured him. And the only two people that this guy was able to identify, of course, was Sandy and another gentleman. I don't remember his name offhand, but I'd have to look that up and find out. But
Sandy did not rat on his friends, and because of that, he ended up taking a big fall. He went away for 10 years.
Yeah, he and looking back at his documents that Don Corbett provided to me, bringing that name up again, Don and his wonderful research. He actually found me his prison records. So Sandy was in prison until 1944.
10 years.
He was in for 10 years. He got out, got in trouble again, and they sent him back for another 2 years.
Yeah.
So he didn't actually get out until almost it was 1948 or 49 when he actually got out.
Like free, yeah.
Free, yeah.
Now, we'll go into a lot more of that stuff with the Vice Squad. So, stay tuned for all that to come. But that's just kind of the thing that, one cool post, somebody will post something and it can, lead to another thing and spark more conversation and more history. So,
and provide connections.
Absolutely.
That's the one thing. So when Johnny and I kind of started down this journey, and it does turn into a rabbit hole. I will tell you that. And sometimes you got to pull yourself back and kind of just refocus. But when we started on this, we were like, let's put the connections together. Nobody's put the connections together, okay? And it was like somebody had said in one of those posts where they were arguing, I believe it was over the Dillinger brothers, right? One guy asked who were they affiliate, Cleveland, Pittsburgh. A lot of these guys that were associates that were not made members, okay, worked for both sides. It was about making money, okay? Let's be honest, that's what it was about. And that's why you'll see even some of these made guys having relationships with both Cleveland and Pittsburgh. So, it's putting those connections together that kind of give you the larger puzzle, right?
Yeah, for another example of that is like, Sandy Naples, again, and Vince De Niro.
Right.
Friends at one point, became, enemies.
Yeah.
We know Emil. Emil has family on this group. Hi, and Melissa and everybody else in the Dinzio family. We know that, from his book and from other books on the subject, he did robberies with guys, like Ronnie Carabia and things like that.
Right.
early on. He talks in Crooked City how it was Butchie Sisterino in Cleveland who gave him the tip about Nixon's money in Laguna Niguel.
Right.
And then later on, he also talks about being friendly with Lenny and guys from the Pittsburgh side. So, that's just one small example. But guys definitely were friends in this area. They worked a lot together. So there wasn't always the, this side and this side, and you had to be, separated, that kind of thing. So when you're in Youngstown, in this area, controlled by two different families, different cities, of course it's only natural. Guys that are from here
Right.
are going to be, they're going to know everybody. They're going to be friends with everybody.
Right.
So it's not always were you this side or were you this side. I don't think those apply all the time. Fats Aleo is another good one like that. He was a guy who worked with everybody.
Right.
It was.
And then you had some of these guys like we're going to talk about in the Vice Squad, Joe DiCarlo. He's not from either one. He's from Buffalo.
He's from Buffalo, and he comes here and becomes associated with guys on every side. So yeah, definitely true. Keep these posts coming. Keep these. We love these historical ones. The John Dillinger one. I loved it. I love seeing that. There's other articles I've come across like that where people have said that they've talked to Dillinger in town. Older people, obviously. This was these people are probably no longer with us. This was so long ago. But keep that stuff coming, guys. You guys make the group. You guys make it what it is by sharing all this stuff. Fascinating history. If you're into, this kind of stuff and mob history and true crime, come check out the Mahoning County, the Public Library of Youngstown and Mahoning County. This Thursday, August 18th, there's a free panel and discussion. They've invited me to be a part of it. Very honored to be a part of that. I'll be there with Paul Gaines, Fred V, and Bertram D'Souza. Tim Seaman's going to moderate that. He's from the library, great guy. That's going to be a very cool event, guys. It's free. All you have to do is register. So find the link. We'll post it somewhere here on this post, and check it out. So I think there's still just a few, maybe 24 or so seats left on this on the event. So you do have to register. It's free. Afterwards, there's a Q&A. You can ask anybody anything, and it'll be very cool. So come check that out, guys. Come see me there. Say hi after the event. We'd love to meet you. So tell me you're part of the group, and what you think of Crooked City and all that cool stuff. That's really all I got this week. What about you, James?
I'm excited for that panel. I'm going to be there. I reserved my ticket because definitely want to hear what some of these guys have to say, whether they be right or wrong. That's to be determined. But but I will be there. So please come say hello. I love meeting people that are in the group and that are part of the group. You guys make it what it is. Without you guys in there posting and commenting and starting discussions and things like that, the group wouldn't be what it is. So, we're just kind of here to moderate and make sure things don't go off the rails and make sure we stay on topic. But, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. It's always been a passion of mine, talking about organized crime and learning the history about it, because there's so many misconceptions and so many stories that get told. You get stories passed down through family, and, family likes to embellish, So kind of take that for what it is and then try to kind of peel the embellishment off and get down to the nitty-gritty, and that's what we like to do, and you guys have been helping to do that. So like I said, I really appreciate everybody out there. Invite your friends, invite your family. Let's just keep raising the number of members. Just blow it out the water. Couple weeks I'm going to be on the radio. I'll let you guys know about that next week, so you guys can tune into that. We're going to be talking more Youngstown Mob. But hey, everybody have a great week. Don't forget to listen to Crooked City episode 5 drop today. I'm going to go home and listen to it now myself.
Rate and review it, please. We need your reviews.
Yes.
And it really does help us reach bigger audience, get out there, and it helps other people find the show. So please do that. Also, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. We're really trying to grow things, so if you want to see more content like this, please subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends.
Yeah. And like I said, check us out, Youngstown Mob. Don't forget our YouTube. Subscribe, like, and watch the videos. We need those plays on YouTube, and we need our subscribers to move up there so we can start doing bigger and better things. All right, everybody have a great week, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Peace.